Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Judge Dad Verdicts. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm Judge Dad Sean McMillan, and this is Richard Morrow.
What's going on, everybody? Man, it's good to see you. How you feeling?
I am good, and I want to thank all of you for being a part of this. We bring you the interesting, right? We bring you sometimes the insane and the ridiculous, but all of it to prove the point that human beings are fascinating creatures. Yes.
The most fascinating.
So, Rich, why don't you get us started?
Lead us off and tee us off? I'm going to tee us off in another country today. We're going to start off in China, man. Yeah, I'm a big monkey fan, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, but one day I plan on having a monkey. I don't know if you knew this. Fun fact. Just throwing it out there. The story's about monkeys. So according to Newsweek, China is working on sending monkeys to space to have sex. What could go wrong there, right? The logic behind that is to improve our understanding of how animals adapt to, environments in space, especially with all this talk of people potentially living on Mars and other planets one day. We want to find out what reproducing in those places are like, because as far as we know, no humans has ever had sex in space.
Well, humans have had sex in space.
Well, they say getting an erection in space is more difficult than on Earth due to blood pressure changes that occur. So apparently, they're running tests to try to find out what reproducing in space would look like and how it may go.
This story is goofy.
It's pretty goofy.
Yeah, you should have led with, I got a goofy story for you.
But I like monkeys, so it wasn't that goofy to me.
No, it's totally goofy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't even have anything to say about this.
No?
No, monkeys having sex in space?
What if they're the ones that end up paving the way for us?
To have sex in space?
Yeah.
How about we fix this planet and stay our asses down here? How about that? And how about instead of sending monkeys up to have sex in space, we stop burning up the atmosphere down here so we can just live here?
And it's crazy to think of how much money is probably
They put billions of dollars into monkey sex.
You could feed a whole country with the money they're spending on monkeys.
Or you can lessen the carbon footprint of a whole country.
For
what
real.
What are we doing? No, people. No. You can't. I got some wisdom. You ready?
Yeah.
You can't run from your problem by creating the answer to another problem that doesn't exist.
It's a very good point. Complicated, but a good point.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does make sense. Okay. Speaking on the topic of space.
I can give you examples.
I know you got examples. I'm not doubting that by any means. Don't worry. So
planet's on fire. I know how to fix it.
Well,
send monkeys into space
this is
and have
perfect then.
sex.
So, now parlaying out of that situation of, just dealing with space. What if there are, intelligent life already here, beyond the human race? We have companies like Bud Light, according to CNN, who are offering free beer to any aliens that make it out of Area 51. Initial thoughts. I think that's hilarious, man.
Yeah, clearly you think it's funny.
I mean, because to me it screams,
what?
One, they believe that an alien would give a damn about a Bud Light. Two, what aliens are watching commercials on TV or whatever they're advertising this, or like, oh yeah, we should break out and go get us a free Bud Light, as if it's going to motivate them to break out if they are in there. You know what I mean?
And three, that it's an offer that the company will probably never have to deliver on. So, that's what is this, the Goofy Show?
They said we'd like to be the first brand to formally announce that we will not be sponsoring the Area 51 raid. So that was kind of why they were behind it. This was, about the storming of Area 51.
Goofy.
It is.
It's thoroughly goofy. It's got to be, I don't know.
They even wrote a whole message out to the aliens on the cans of beer that they plan on using.
But this is what I'm talking about.
A lot of money being put into this.
This is what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of writing whole messages to children, you have to be hungry in a rich country
Yeah.
Or children who have to be homeless in a rich country, they want to write out messages to aliens.
Yeah, they made a special edition Bud Light.
There you go. How about you make a special edition of Bud Light that goes to funding children programs? Do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that money should be going towards that too. Hope you don't think I think otherwise.
No, you just really like the story.
I do. I just think it's silly. It tickles me.
Are you a Bud Light guy?
I used to be. It was one of the first beers I started drinking, but not anymore.
Hold on. Every piece of self-interest is wrapped in a person's story. He loves this story. You know why?
I don't love Bud Light anymore, though. If it was Blue Moon, I'd be a heavy supporter.
But you used to love it.
I did.
See?
I'm not gonna
That's why he likes the story.
You gotta love Bud Light to get through college. Let's be real.
I never drank one Bud Light in college.
You were at Harvard. There's a huge difference. But we're not even gonna go there. I'm gonna go to a place that I know you really give a damn about, Florida. So it's a topic that you also don't give a damn about too. According to CBS News, there's several layers of don't give a damn in this story coming up for you right here. I hope you're ready. So according to CBS News, marijuana is now coming to Circle K gas stations in Florida, a first for the cannabis industry.
Really?
That's a good idea.
No, that's better than the Drew Barrymore story.
Yes, Floridians will.
I don't even smoke weed.
Yeah, hey, you'll be able to buy.
As I mentioned on this podcast, not because I'm against it, I just don't get high.
Personal preference. Well, soon.
I'm immune.
I won't say that.
I have like an inoculation.
I think we could find a way to figure.
Are we allowed to talk about this?
We could talk about whatever we want.
And the first time I ever had an edible, guess who gave it to me? This one right here. I thought I was gonna die.
Me?
I thought I was going to die.
What does that tell us, people? He is not immune, although he would love to believe that he is.
I mean, from smoking, but edibles is a whole other thing. And I just had a little piece of the so-called cookie that you had. I thought I was going. We were at the movie. We went to the movies, and I was thinking, now how do I stand up? I've been standing up my whole life, and I was thinking, now I gotta walk.
You had to figure out how to do that again.
I had to figure out how to walk. I was like, I hope I don't fall over. Never do it again.
I'm so glad you reminded me of that story.
You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Do you remember that?
I do.
That's when we first met.
I do. This was years and years ago, and
That our very first meeting.
I will never forget that. Yeah, it wasn't the very first meeting, obviously, but no, I do remember that. You were curious, and hey, you found out.
Yeah, I did all that. So they're bringing weed to...
Yeah, the Circle K gas station so that you can buy them along with, snacks or whatever. And, living in LA, we have that at our fingertips. There's vending machines. There's all kinds of ways.
Are there?
Yeah, there's actual vending machines now and things like that, where you can get all kinds of different products around.
You know what's interesting? Can I say this? Isn't it amazing how something will have a certain kind of moral content at one stage of the journey and have a totally different kind of moral content at another stage of the journey? And that's the amazing part of it, is that I grew up anyway, not you, maybe not.
Thinking that it was the devil's lettuce.
Oh, that it was the devil's lettuce. I never heard that.
My grandma used to say
The devil, don't smoke the devil's lettuce.
Smoking that devil's lettuce. I was like, what? Where did the devil come in?
Devil's lettuce.
What? I didn't know it was that deep, but yeah.
But we grew up, with people being pejorative about it, right? Negative about it.
Yeah.
And now you just said you can get it at Circle K gas
order
stations.
it like a pizza here.
Or you can get it from vending machines. And the point is, just because people are against something today
doesn't mean that they will.
Doesn't mean that that's how it's always going to be. Sometimes you have to let time do its work on human consciousness and what we think about the world.
Yeah.
And for everybody out there who is at the vanguard on the margins of pushing us to consider something, you may not have it right now, but if you wait a little while and hang on in there, you can get your weed at the Circle K too.
That's why being persistent is so important sometimes, though, because it takes people time to see your vision. Sometimes, every vision and everything that we see around us started with somebody's thought, regardless of what it is. Somebody had that thought before it existed, and now it's here today. So I think that story is actually kind of interesting. And, Florida is one of those states. It's still illegal on a federal level, marijuana, obviously. we know the country has been working to get that changed, but it's sold legally in Florida for medical use now, and they have almost or over 500,000 legal medical marijuana patients at this point. So it's a growing thing. They feel like it'll make it easier for people that do need it to be able to get it more accessible.
Well, considering all the stories we have from Florida, more people in Florida need to be smoking.
I won't argue that one. I won't argue.
They need one of those cookies you gave me.
You give them one of them cookies, ain't gonna be doing nothing.
One of them cookies you almost tried to kill me with.
We might never have Florida stories if they all eat those.
Like 8-9 years ago?
That was 8 years ago.
8 years ago. You tried to kill me 8 years ago.
I didn't try to kill you. I tried to open up your horizons.
Yeah, with a death cookie. That almost took
that
me.
Devil's lettuce cookie.
And then I was like, dear little baby Jesus, please let me be able to drive home. Please, Lord.
And he didn't want me to know any of this, so I didn't know any of that was going on, but it's funny to know that he was going through it on that level.
Have not done it since.
I bet.
Not another piece of cookie.
So we're going to go to London, take it overseas. The European stories are always pretty interesting to me because they're never usually that bad, but it's usually the ingenuity thing we're talking about. But this isn't one of those cases. There was a man allegedly arrested for throwing eggs at King Charles, and now he's banned from having eggs in public places at all. That's what the court has decided to do, but he did it because he was upset at how no one cares about the awareness of climate change. So he took it upon himself when he saw King Charles in public to throw eggs at him. And of course, you can imagine.
And he was under the impression that by throwing eggs at the king, he would somehow make the world care about climate change?
I guess. He said he doesn't believe in kings at all in the first place.
Well, yeah, that's one thing. Throwing an egg at a king is something different. And then connecting that with climate change is something totally different altogether.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's not the way, as far as I'm concerned, it's like people who threw the soup on the Van Gogh painting, right? It's like, that's not going to make people want to be a part of your cause, messing up Van Gogh.
No, you're right.
There's a way you sort of pull people into your issue, and I just don't think that that's the way.
Yeah, his bail conditions include him not being able to go within 500 meters of the king, of course. But I just think the whole funny part is that, he has to change the way that he goes grocery shopping. He can't just get eggs and walk home from the grocery store anymore without breaking the law.
That's the only part of this story you wanted to say.
It tickles me.
That little part, right?
Because he's complaining that he has to alter his grocery shopping.
You should have thought about that before he was hurling eggs at the King of England, dummy. Oh, I'm so inconvenienced. I can't buy eggs.
Walk with my eggs home anymore.
My God.
Gosh.
We got to do it with a British accent.
I can't walk with my freaking eggs anymore, mate.
That was good.
Gosh.
You really are an actor.
I really am.
I could not do that.
Yeah, bruv.
Wow. I'm not embarrassing myself on my
Since
own
we're still
podcast.
in England, should I just do this article in a British accent?
No.
No? You sure?
I mean, that's good, though.
Just had to test it out on you a little bit.
No, that's really good.
Thank you.
I would hire you.
I hope.
Yeah.
So,
But no. Let's finish with this quick story very quickly.
okay. Yeah, we could wrap it
And
up.
that is, don't be surprised when you do dumb things and their consequences come along with it. You don't get to complain about the fact that you invited a consequence.
Yeah.
All right, come on.
He definitely invited it, and then he's crying about it.
Don't cry. Be better.
Be better. Okay. According to The Guardian, this is also in London, a heckler, he got banned. Do you know what the Opera House is?
Yeah.
Okay. So he got banned from the Royal Opera House for shouting rubbish at a child actor. And, me being a performer myself, I know the pressure of being on stage and performing for people. But yeah, this actor was only 12 years old, man. And he got banned for life, for heckling this young actor. But I'm very curious at what he felt he was accomplishing by doing that. But
Well,
yeah,
first of all, I'm very curious that you would ask me if I knew what an opera house was.
I mean, I didn't know if you knew what the Royal Opera House was. I should have been more particular on that, but
Well, we're going to
it's
leave
kind
that,
of a big
we're
deal.
going to leave that alone and go to your point, which is that when it's all said and done, what he was trying to accomplish was being mean and being petty and, not allowing a child, to do its thing. I'm glad he's banned.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, he's not complaining about that, right?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I don't know if it even matters though, because a lot of people are asking, why would you do that to a child? And
Well, everybody should be asking, why would you do that to a child? Not a lot of people.
I mean, I don't think everybody is. If he, I'm sure someone else would have done it if he did it.
You know the amazing thing is most of the trolls on social media are not children, they're adults. They're adults.
Because it's a trained thing, Nobody's born with hate in their heart. Nobody naturally just doesn't like people. We may have preferences, but I feel like a lot of that is trained and, developed over time. And I mean, untreated throughout your whole life, by the time you become an adult, man, it's just a really unhealthy situation for some people.
So what happened to this guy?
He's been banned for life. And the Royal Opera had a statement saying that steps have been taken to ensure that he doesn't return. But, it's really more of a story about someone having, that much bitterness in their heart that they tried to, basically belittle this 12-year-old actor who is widely acclaimed for his performances, by the way, and yelling out rubbish at him, saying that he was trash, because, they call trash rubbish in Europe. And he just kept shouting rubbish, calling him trash. And, man.
He's got to have a mean little life,
They
get to do that to a kid.
He had to have been bullied as a kid or something.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Trying to bully kids and as an adult.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense to me. But it's one of those stories I kind of wanted to hear your take on and, what you would do to this guy.
Oh, what I would do to him in my
If
courtroom?
it was your kid.
If it was my kid, then that's
your kid,
different.
and if it was in your courtroom. Let me hear
Courtroom and
both
kid
versions.
are two different answers.
Let me hear both of them.
If it's my kid, I'm knocking his ass out. Okay?
His parents were probably in the crowd. You got to think about
I'm climbing over the seat, and he's going to get the 1-2s.
that. Okay.
Wah, wah. Right?
Yeah.
Now, if he's in my courtroom, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But I'm not only going to ban him. How many letters are there in rubbish? How many letters are there in rubbish?
7. There's 7.
There's 6.
There's 6?
There's 6, okay.
There's 2 B's.
There's 7. Thank you. Thank you.
I got you.
Yeah, you see that? I like that. You were like, no, that's, and you held your gun.
I had to.
All right. So I asked that because I'm fining him $5,000 a letter.
Ooh. He ain't never gone.
No, he got to feel some pain.
Yeah, for sure.
Just banning you from the opera house is not enough pain.
It's not enough.
Some people will only learn the lesson that they need to learn some people can learn a lesson by watching other people go through it. Some people can learn a lesson by hearing about what other people went through. Some people can only learn a lesson after they have to deal with it. And so I'm going to fine you. You're going to owe the court $5,000 a letter in the word rubbish.
He's such a harsh judge.
And every time you see the word rubbish, you're gonna quiver.
Run the other way.
At
He
what,
can't walk past any
that word did.
garbage cans anymore.
No, we're gonna help you. Since you can't help yourself, I'm gonna help you.
Judge Judy ain't got nothing on you.
She don't. Except a little more money. That's all she has.
Except a little more money.
But yeah, no.
Shout out to Judge Judy.
Shout out to Judge Judy. We love you.
We do.
But yeah, no, you gotta. I believe in that. I don't believe in just letting people walk away.
So, to end this,
Yeah.
did your kids ever play sports or anything?
They did, both of them.
Any
Basketball, football.
parents ever, talk down on your kid that you heard or overheard by chance? I'm very curious about that.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm wondering how I'm gonna respond to that one day.
Yeah, no, I never.
My kids got to be good because I don't think I could handle parents talking about my kids in front of me either.
Well, hopefully you wouldn't do what I said, which is socks them in the eye. but what you can do is say, hey, that's my child. And I would strongly advise
You not to
that
do
you
that.
adjust your critique criticism.
Lower your tone.
Yeah. We got to end?
Yeah, that's the end of it for us today.
All right, everybody. Thank you for this. Thank you for being a part of this amazing discussion and episode. We'll see you next time, okay? Y'all be great and be good. Say bye,
It's been a
Richard.
pleasure, as always.
See? Say it with a British accent.
It's been a pleasure,
See?
as always. Ciao.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching. We always appreciate you taking the time to be with us. If you like what you see, and I know you do, make sure you subscribe right here. Like it, share it, become a part of the movement, because this is a movement of joy, good feeling. McMillan and Morrow. Judge that, verdicts. Saying too much right now. What am I saying?